They always believed we were harmless. Their first mistake. Earth had been a part of the Galactic Council for 86 years. We followed all their rules, sat silently in the back rows, clapped when told, and shared our technology like obedient savages. They mocked our history, laughed at our brutal past, and claimed we had finally civilized ourselves by joining them. Little did they know, we were holding back. The day everything changed is etched in my memory. I was stationed on Echelon Prime, the heart of Council diplomacy. The towers were pristine, the skies silver, the species arrogant with soft hands and cold hearts. I wasn't a soldier anymore. They called me a human liaison officer, essentially a pet earthling who smiles when the real powers walk in. However, when the Council decided to sanction Earth for non-compliance, I saw it coming. They accused us of withholding military data, claiming we had violated trust. Trust? What trust? We had given them fusion reactors, medical innovations, climate stabilizers. They gave us orders. And when we wanted to keep just one defensive protocol classified, they reacted as if we had committed war crimes. The sanctions weren't the worst part. The worst blow was when they handed over our orbital defense satellites to the Drankari. The cold-blooded lizard race despised us, always had, always will. They referred to us as monkeys with delusions of dominance. By putting them in charge of Earth's skies, the Council intended to send a message. And it did. It conveyed to every human on Earth that we were never considered equals in their eyes. Our place was to serve, not to stand. The first attack occurred 11 days later, not on a battlefield or in space, but rather at a refugee station above Saturn's moon Titan. A Council ship piloted by a Drankari commander mistakenly launched a kinetic rod through the habitat's shield. 2,000 civilians, mostly children and medics, perished. They labeled it a tragic malfunction, but I saw the FUTAG, there was no mechanical malfunction. In the days following, Earth recalled all diplomats from Council space quietly. No threats were made, no angry speeches, just a disappearance. 3 days later, our communication relays went silent. Not jammed, not destroyed, just shut off like someone pulled the plug. Then, nothing but silence. The Council never grasped the reason for Earth's prolonged silence. They assumed we were scared. We weren't. We were building, preparing, not because we desired war, but because we knew it was inevitable. When the Council eventually realized the silence, it was too late. They sent a recon fleet to check on Earth, comprising 5 capital ships, 12 cruisers, and over 50 fighters, all equipped with advanced sensors and automated translators. None of them returned. Council command attributed it to natural anomalies, black hole surge, gravitational interference. I heard the excuses. They refused to accept the truth that Earth was no longer playing nice. That moment of awaken occurred for me as I sat in a Council chamber filled with diplomats who still failed to take humans seriously. I witnessed their faces change as an emergency alert arrived. An entire outpost on the fringe of the Virexian belt wiped off the map. No sign of attackers, no communications, just ashes and a solitary message left in flawless galactic standard. You drew first blood. Earth answers last. The room fell silent. One of the elders, a politician from the Joltari cluster, took the initiative to say what they all hesitated to admit. Earth has gone rogue. I held back, observing, as we hadn't gone rogue. We were just ourselves for the first time in a century. They labeled it a miscommunication, even after 3 additional listening posts went black, no warning, no transmission, simply obliterated in a blink. The Council still refused to acknowledge it was us. The Virexian outpost was merely the beginning. We refrained from launching nukes, sending fleets. That would have been too conspicuous. We did something more insidious. We vanished. Earth went dark. No spacecraft in or out. No merchant ships, no diplomats, not even pirate signals. It was as if the planet folded in on itself and vanished from the galactic stage. Every known Earth outpost deactivated its transponders. Every AI communication channel went offline. Even our shared research projects unexpectedly lost access to all Earth-related databases. Despite this, the Council resisted panicking because, deep down, they hoped we were still the harmless pets they thought we were. The ones they believed they could control with sanctions, intimidate with star fleets, and silence with shame. They failed to realize we were simply awaiting their overstep. I, one of the few remaining humans in Council space, was technically a civilian observer, although by then, even that was an untruth. I had silent orders, and I wasn't alone in this. Scattered throughout Council space, there were dozens of us lying in wait, not to launch an attack, merely to watch. And when the moment arrived, to witness, as Earth wasn't merely retaliating but making a statement. The subsequent strike impacted the Hadrix Array, an extensive research facility orbiting the twin suns of Krells. Defended by 3 fleets, 30 automated defense grids, and 8 planetary centuries. State-of-the-art technology funded by half the Council. They utilized it to map dark matter anomalies across the quadrant. Instead, they encountered their own demise. I recollect the transmission disseminated afterward. Concise, brutal, human. We bestowed you peace. You presented us with graves. The Council called an emergency assembly. Not solely the usual dozen powerful species, but rather all 300-member races. They attempted to portray Earth as unstable, dangerous. Some even suggested we were being manipulated, perhaps by the Zikiv or some rogue AI faction. They were unable to comprehend that humanity, the galaxy's unvoiced partner, was now leading its own battle. They required a scapegoat, and they attempted to find one in me. 2 Council guards led me from my quarters before dawn. No warning, no accusations, merely cold eyes and a grip that assured resistance wouldn't conclude favorably. They hauled me to the High Chamber, a ceremonial courtroom where high-profile threats were managed. I'd been there previously, years ago, during a trade dispute. It had seemed magnificent then. Now, it just felt empty. Dozens of species occupied the observation decks. No cheers, no indignation, simply curiosity and apprehension. The central figure, Archon Telmar, an amphibious, bloated entity with silver gills and a voice resembling gurgling oil, communicated first.